Well, the Chief Minister may be in China at the moment, but we have with us today Juan Watterson, and you've actually got a few items you want to talk about. You're saying it's good news that the criminal justice strategy has been achieving significant improvements, and the sort of money that's been spent putting people through the courts has come down. This has been ongoing for some time, so what's the new story on this?
Yeah, I mean, the criminal justice strategy has been around for 2 years. It's actually starting to see the fruits of its labour. It's been great to sort of have around the table Department of Home Affairs, the police, the Attorney General's chambers, all these different agencies. But this is part of the success story about working closely with the Law Society, about the culture and the sort of expectations that we have of each other and the mutual learning that's gone on. And that's led to the savings that you see here, £500,000 out of the criminal legal aid budget. Now, of course, we can't guarantee that's going to happen every year. It just takes a couple of cases to completely mess that up. But this is actually, I think, a great direction of travel.
But so many things were put through courts, and basically you're just trying to remove some of those low-level items and make a straightforward fine and don't have to go through the procedure. Is that basically where a lot of savings are being made? And
certainly from April this year, we'll start to see endorsable fixed penalty notices for motoring offences. So we're hoping that will take another £100,000 worth of cost out of the court system as people deal with these things by endorsable fixed penalty notice at the side of the road, rather than taking them to court. Of course, people can still go to court if they feel aggrieved, but actually it should be a benefit in customer service by being able to deal with it there and then, rather than all traffic offences going to court.
Yeah, it still seems the AG's department is fairly well swamped. There have been massive problems, documented problems in that area. Are you happy with the process that people can get court cases seen?
Well, certainly the Acting Attorney General has got a plan in this regard. We've had Wooler, and it's about sort of now rolling out those improvements. And part of that at the moment is a case management system, so that we can ensure that there are no undue delays in cases going through Attorney General's chambers. And that's part of a wider set of key performance measures for making sure that both there's no delays in policing and in the courts or in the Attorney General's system, so that we do have a joined-up approach, which was always the intention for the Criminal Justice Service.
You brought the police in there. I mean, they've made known that you have cut them as far as they can go. We could all suffer if you keep going. Another round of budgets has had to be approved. Are you comfortable where that's going?
Yes, certainly. We still have a commitment to neighbourhood policing for the year 14-15 in our budget this year. That's more open to question next year, and that's something that we're going to have to consider within council ministers in the current year. I
mean, we've also got a second press release about Prison Works, this charity that's working up at the prison in Derby. Is this the way it's going, about giving it more to charities to run these sort of things rather than have people on your team and paying them?
Well, Prison Works has been a really successful venture for us in terms of getting real results, and that's been reflected in the testimony of the individuals who've been through. This award and the visit of Princess Anne to the island has been a real sort of shot in the arm for this service. It's given it a new profile, and I think it's a real endorsement of restorative justice.
We keep hearing that maybe the Isle of Man locks up more people than possibly anywhere else in the British Isles. Now, is that true? I don't know. But are you comfortable with the amount of people that are serving prison and not being found other things they should be doing, more help to the community, for instance?
Yeah, this is an ongoing thread of the criminal justice system and the strategy that we're looking at. We don't want to put people in prison unnecessarily. Certainly for those people who are victims of drink and drugs, and we want to see if there are more community-based approaches that we can use, but I don't foresee a time in the near future where we will stop locking up people who are importing and dealing drugs on the Isle of Man.
But we do have a high prison population, would you agree with that?
The prison population actually on the island fluctuates quite significantly, and can go from sort of 50 or 60 up to over 100, and it can vary depending on those who are on short sentences and those who are on long sentences. So at any one time it can be an interesting mix.
And for any prisoners listening, how are we doing with e-cigarettes now?
Well, as you know, we've parked that one really on the basis of the health concerns raised by the World Health Organization and others. It's something that we will review when there's NICE accreditation for e-cigarettes. It's something that I'm not opposed to in principle, but we've got to be sure that we're doing the right thing by prisoners and making sure that they're safe before they're allowed into the prison.
Because, I mean, before the courts at the moment, this investigation into the death in prison, and prisoners have been all in the courts all saying they smoke, they drink, they do all this sort of thing. You're not worried about that sort of information?
Obviously, can't comment on what's being said in an inquest at the moment. In terms of the claims of prisoners that they smoke, they drink, they are dealt with if they're caught smoking and drinking. It's not something that's tolerated at the prison. It's not like there's a regime where there's a blind eye turned. But actually the number of disciplinary cases don't reveal that there is a major problem there with this issue.